Hello lovelies! Alright, this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, but just like did not. Mainly because for the longest time I only had like one foundation, but now I have several. And I can now actually give you guys different options and different brands and different price points. Rainbow. What am I talking about? Well, as you may notice, I am a very pasty individual and I have very pink undertones. The current foundation I'm wearing is a little more neutral, but eh. So it's pretty difficult for me to find foundation that actually matches my skin like exactly and doesn't oxidize to be way too dark, which is why you're going to see one omitted. Okay. There we go. There we go. My camera was like that way. Y'all don't need to see my light post. It's not that fun. But anyway, I am going to show you guys some of my current favorite foundations and do some swatches on my arm so you guys can actually see what it looks like. And let it sit for a little bit to show you what it looks like when it dries down / oxidizes, depending. Some foundations literally just get like a little darker when they dry down. Some of them actually oxidize. Like the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation actually oxidizes. Which is why it's no longer in my stuff. But without further ado, let's get to foundation. Now the first one is a drugstore foundation. This is slightly smudgy. The Nyx HD Studio Photogenic Foundation in the shade Nude, which used to be named Porcelain. Now, this is not very full because I actually use it a lot, but it's a little squeezy tube. I'm just gonna do a little dot on my wrist because I'm not actually making up my face, so I don't need to waste a bunch. Now, that is what this looks like, and this is a pretty exact match to my skin, which makes me very happy. It honestly... This honestly behaves like the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. It looks the way that used to on my skin, which is nice, because that started to look really terrible on my skin for some reason. Also, this is a lot cheaper, and it's cruelty-free. Actually, all the foundations I'm going to show you are cruelty-free. Rainbow. But yeah, that is what this looks like when you first apply it. Obviously, it'll dry down a little bit, but yay. And this is around 17 to 18 bucks. I'll put the actual price on the screen. And you can get it at a drugstore or Ulta or what have you. Another NYX foundation, which is actually the one I am wearing, but I will still show you a swatch regardless to put it next to the other ones. This is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, and this is the second lightest shade. The lightest shade is literally like white with a dot of like peach in it. But just boop. Now this is a very thin foundation. Okay. It's going to look a little more yellow than the other one. Also a little quote-unquote darker, but it still does match me. That is the Total Control Drop Foundation next to the other one I just did. Now this one is a little cheaper and it can be built up. The other one I showed you guys was pretty light coverage, but that can be built up to anywhere from medium to full-on cake face. You can even go light with it if you use half of a dropper. But yeah, the other one is more like light coverage. Like I said, it does behave like the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which if you apply it not super heavily, gives you light to medium coverage. Generally more towards like medium. But yeah, so that's those two next to each other. The next one, now we're getting to the high end, is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Snow. This is another one that leans a little warmish, but looks boop, perfectly fine actually on me. does not oxidize in an unwearable manner. But yeah, this will look very, very yellow next to the other two, just because those are very much pink toned and more actually towards me. But there is Snow next to the Total Control Drop Foundation and the Ultra HD. So that is that. And like I said, is a little more yellow toned than the other two, but I do make it work. And that is my full coverage foundation. This is not as full as the Kat Von D. That is literal like cake face, cake by the ocean. Like you are very, very foundationed. But this, you can have it medium if you put on a little bit, but it's pretty full. And it is very nice. It doesn't feel cakey and gross. But yeah. This is a little more expensive. It's around $36 because this is in his hand, but yeah. And the next one that I am very, very excited about and pretty much matches me perfectly is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I had to remember the name of it. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Which, by the way, if you have this, shake it before you do anything with it. This was around the same price as the Too Faced foundation. I think it was a little cheaper, around $34, but I put this on in Sephora because I had the nice, lovely lady help me swatch because I couldn't decide between this or 110. And by the way, this is in the shade 100. And it made my skin so soft. I will boop it next to Pump is so just gloriously dirty. Now this pulls and looks very white. I will say that. But when it dries down and oxidizes, it is literally my skin. And again, it already dried down. Holy crap. Yeah, as you can see, as it starts to actually dry down and oxidize, it's pretty much an exact match. Exact. And it makes me very, very happy that it pretty much matches me. Yeah, it's disappearing into my skin essentially. You can't even like really see it. And this is on my arm. Like my arm is like a little bit more pale than my face. I generally match on the back of my hand when I do foundation because it matches a little better, but yeah. Also, now all of these are dried down, so I can do the full comparison. Yep. So that is the NYX Ultra HD foundation, then the Total Control Drop foundation, also by NYX, and then the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and the Fenty Beauty at the end. I literally cannot get over how amazing this is. Yes, I know everybody and their grandpappy is yelling about this, but it's good. Now this is not a full coverage foundation. The coverage of this is about the same as this. Essentially kind of medium. This is a little easier to build up because it doesn't dry down as quickly. This, you have to be careful or it can look cakey or stick to dry spots, but the color range, oh my god. Like, the only one that could compare that has the same color range is probably this one, just because NYX went ham and has an ungodly amount of shades for this range, but at launch having 40 shades and actually matching my pasty self, holy hell, Rihanna. The 110 of this pulls a little more pink, and I did not wish to look sallow, so I got the 100, and it kind of neutralizes a little on me, so that is good. But that is all of the foundations I wanted to mention and let y'all know about. As I said, they are in different ranges. I did try the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. They have an okay range. The match was a little warm on me, but I ended up decluttering it in not keeping it because it sat bad on my skin. However, I'd say it is probably closer to the drop foundation, but I literally cannot stop petting the Fenty Beauty. And it like set down. The other foundations are like a little like tacky because usually I set them with powder. The Fenty Beauty is just like, nope, I'm blended into your skin. I'm completely matte. Hello. Now that is the end of this. If you guys want more specific faves videos when it comes to products, let me know, because I do like sharing stuff I like with you guys. And it helps alt folk that may be looking for similar things that I already own, or are just hunting new things to play with, because yes. But if you like me and my shenanigans, do feel free to hit the subscribe button and go down the rabbit hole. Also hit the little baby bell, that way you are notified whenever I upload a video. But as usual, all the helpful links in the description below. I love you guys dearly, and I'll see you next time. Bye!